So who am I? My name is Ricard Torres. I joined Netcentric in 2017. I currently fill the role of front lead at the Baltimore project. I teach a martial art called Helongomdo on my free time. I love pepperoni pizza. So what's a proof of concept? You already know what proof of concept is. A client or requirement engineer, product owner, they approach you with an idea on, is this feasible? Is this technically possible? Can we do this? Can we do that? And you're in charge of, first, of course, analyzing a little bit, but presenting something, presenting a solution, hacking something together. Just to, not much time on a technical implementation, quite a few hacking. You don't follow guidelines, you don't follow code styling. It doesn't have to be pretty. You just want something to work, so you can go back to the stakeholders and say, hey, this is how we'll do it. Here's a short demo. Now we can do it with real project, real budget, proper styling, code style, all this Netcentric guidelines we have, right? But the proof of concept is it's a have to do all these things. And my talk, of course, I didn't know that we had architects and backends here. It was focused around frontend, so sorry for that. I'm gonna focus a little bit. We as frontend software engineers, we are in charge of implementing innovation, right? Okay, we are not designers, we are not UX designers, but we know what the browsers are capable of. We know what the technology is capable of. We know how far we can push it. We are up to date with the standards and the latest things that come out on browsers, specs, standards. Doesn't really matter, but we are in charge of that, and we need to know that it's our responsibility to deliver innovation in our projects. So I was thinking, what's the first sort of innovation I might have had in my career? It was a very long time ago. I wanted to share a story with you. So imagine, like, I don't know how many, but back in my day, let's say, designers would design buttons to be like full images, right? At the beginning, they wanted super cool designs for buttons, and they would deliver you PNGs, JPEGs, or GIF files, and then you would use it as a background. Then they said, okay, but we want maybe the buttons to be bigger, dynamic text, whatever. And then the design team would come and say, okay, now I'm going to deliver you 4 images, one for each, because they want border to be round. They want a button to be to have round borders, and that was crazy. I remember implementing that 4 images for each button, matching and aligning the border radius. Quite crazy. Until at some point the browser said, we have this standard with this CSS property that we can use. It's called border radius, and that made a whole much difference, right? So I went to the design team and I said to this designer, hey, now you don't have to do it anymore. You can just tell me what border radius do you want, and I can. And that was the sort of innovation, stupid innovation if you think about it now, because that's already too many years ago. But at that time, the design team was so relieved to know that yes, that now they could just say to me on any element they could apply a border radius. So that was quite interesting. When I think about, if we go back to talking about proof of concepts, when I think about it, we should not get stuck on tooling and front-end build. Unless, of course, the PoC is about that. Usually, if it's implementing or integrating some sort of API, some sort of third-party, whatever, your tooling and your front-end build should not be a stopper. You should not be stuck on. And there are so many things out there. Like this morning, Felipe was doing on his talk a bunch of stuff we can use, and we should make use of those. We should make use of what's out there, what's available to us, to speed things up, so we can deliver the final PoC quicker and cheaper. There are a bunch of things, command line interfaces that you can use, and I think that even though you, as a front-end software engineer, should know how to build from scratch, you don't have to know how it works or how to build it for PoC. I mean, it doesn't. You don't have to be an expert on builds. You don't have to be an expert on just run some commands. It's going to work, and you move forward. And work on what's important, right? Also, I gotta ask you for the short demo. Don't get stuck on my solution, on my approach, on my workflow. There are a bunch of different options out there. There are multiple tools. Just use what you know. Use what you know how to use. So again, don't get stuck on what I'm using. And this might be a surprise, but yes, you might not need AEM or Jenkins. Again, if we're talking about a pure specific front-end POC, not something that you have to integrate. You as a front-end software engineer, you already know what's possible with AEM. You know that, yes, backends, they can export your JSONs, you have models, all of the stuff, you know how components work. So now you already more or less what is possible to do. So your POC, if it's not integrated into AEM, you might need AEM. Think about it. Deploying a new instance of AEM locally might be easy, but on maybe the client's premises, their servers, it's expensive, it's real money. And maybe if it's a pure POC for frontend, you don't need that. The same for Jenkins. So Jenkins, it's not easy to configure. I mean, at least I don't know how to do it properly. I just have the white badge. So again, Jenkins for continuous integration might not be the best fit for a pure frontend POC. Okay, so here's before we jump into the demo, some big requirements what we might want to do today on our requested fake POC, right? So first we want some front-end routing. We want to be able to add our web application to the home screen, and we want to integrate API. So demo time. Okay, so Felipe already mentioned this morning, there's this tool for Vue, right? You have the Vue CLI, and let's say that you want to do that. You say, all right, I think that Vue is the right solution for my POC, and you can make use of that. So I want to show you how you can integrate that alongside with GitHub Actions, and have something live for your stakeholders or your clients, and quite rapidly. So let's first create a new repo here. Let's see. Okay, hopefully you're just seeing the GitHub screen right now. All right, we have, again, you're not a master of the command line, just use the web interface. Why not? So let's go here on the repo, look for the repo, test, downloads folder, it's fine. So I was talking about the Vue CLI, right? So how we do that is npm install globally Vue CLI. I already done that on my machine, so I don't have to do it again. But this is how you would do it. One liner, bam, you're done. And the cool thing about this CLI is that, again, if you're not proficient or you're not comfortable playing with the command line, you can spawn a graphical interface, which is super awesome. So here, boom, we are in the project manager for Vue locally. Then let's create a new project, downloads folder. Why not? Folder right here, and yeah, create it. It forces me to create a new folder. We'll move it up one level up later. That's it. Okay, next. So what you can do here is just go default, yes, everything okay. You don't have to know how to configure these things, but for the sake of our fake POC, I'm going to select just a few of the features. Yes, I want to transpile for all the versions. With this toggle, it's going to take care of installing the service worker, the manifest, and all those things necessary to have a PWA. So that's it, a toggle. Sure, let's add routing. Because I love preprocessors, I'm going to select that as well. Sure, SAS, love SAS, Netcentric love SAS. Where to do a regular project, of course, here you would use our guidelines, our styling configuration. But for these things, just ESLint, Airbnb, it's going to work just fine. And what this thing is going to do, if we go back to the terminal, all the packages you would have manually installed when creating the package file manually on your project. Again, you don't have to know that. You don't have your content build tools badge. That's fine. That's going to work for you. And once that is done, we can probably go here. Test. And what I'm going to do first is just move it up one level. Okay. Awesome. So what happened here now is that this CLI has bootstrapped the whole project. We have everything set for us, how the app works, the build, the routing, the components, assets, everything is done for you. And again, because you shouldn't have to worry about these things if your POC, of course, is about integrating something else or coding something else. So that's already done for you, which is fantastic. Yeah, sure. So what I can do again is let me go to the UI. Let me actually projects again, because now it has moved. Okay, I have to re-import. Yeah, here, import it. Excellent. So from this again, if you want to install new plugins, new dependencies, you can do it from here. Update dependencies, configure the plugins you already installed. I mean, it's all interface for those that do not fancy the terminal. For our test here, we have to do two things. One is to set the proper path for GitHub pages. So this is the name of the repo. And then because GitHub wants to be named docs and not dist, we're going to change that. Save. And you already know how more or less builds work, right? If you go to the package.json here, you see that you have, of course, your dependencies and your three main scripts, right? Serve, build, blend. You can run it from the browser if you want. I mean, you can go here, run it, and it's going to spawn the what's like, oh, it failed. Excellent. Something failed. That's fantastic. Live, great. Let's try to build it. Oh man. All right, excellent. So let's do it again real quick. We can try to do it again. While I talk, if not, I'll have to improvise. But man, I did it a couple of times this week and it worked just fine. So. Yeah. My God. And now I'm sucking on the terminal. So here we go. Excellent. View UI. Oh, it's already spawned here. Let me do it again. Hey. Nothing is working. Fantastic, guys. Unbelievable. Okay, here we go again. I have time. I think I have time, so let me try. Yep. If not, I'll just talk and you will listen. That's fine. But I wanted to show you actually once we push that to Git, you can do a small CI with action. So for now, go here. You go to your repo settings. You would enable the GitHub pages down here, and yeah, it wants you to docs folder or another branch. In this case, we'll just say the docs folder. But now, since I don't have it pushed, you cannot select it. It's fantastic again. Yep. Running out of time. All right, come on. Done. Yeah, it's gonna work. Works. Okay. So yeah, again, you would have hot deploys, and you just access. Had it here. I think yeah. You can. You would see it refreshed as you would do it with our MCPS tool. So that's pretty cool. Okay, let's build it for production. And again, it's going to take care of your Webpack and all those things, Minify, Concat, and everything you don't have to worry about. It's done. Awesome. What I'm going to do now, yes, it's just have it here. I'm going to move it one level up. Let me just check first that this has been, no, that's wrong. Let's see if we can make it in time. Save again. Run. Go back to the terminal, download, test. That was just to move it up. Committed. You wouldn't want to locate that. It's here. I removed the Git folder. That's fantastic. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. Okay, we are here. the new folder was called. Let's do real quick. See if we can make it. I'm gonna try. Was it? Sorry, it was.
Hello.
So actually, let me remove this. Oh my God! What the hell? Well, we'll move again and show you in GitHub. Why is it here? So what you would do now is just go to pages, and I'm sorry, actions, and then there's a workflows already ready. You find the node workflows. You would set up a new workflow. And from here, there are a bunch of things. It's quite easy, right? It's not like crazy configurations. You would say yes on every push on the master and every pull request. You want to run this workflow. You would say, yeah, you don't need just one node version. And in here, you can do npm CI or npm install. You know already the difference. So if you not just go with npm install. And then ideally, what you want to do real quick is to deploy your docs folder, this folder in another branch, right? For my demo, what I wanted to do is just run here npm run and lint, the lint task on every push and every pull request. Since I didn't have much time to actually set the GitHub action to deploy this to another branch, I would just commit the whole build folder, and then it would be served. But now to the CLI help me out here. So you would commit the file, and you would have now a folder here in the repo, Git workflows, and you could edit it, of course. And when I have a new commit, you would see here new task. Let me go back to the presentation. Right. So the idea here was not to actually force you or anything to use these tools, but to get you an idea of any tools out there you can use. You have Travis CI, you have Netlify, of course, GitHub, Angular CLI already mentioned this morning, circleCI, and a bunch of others. Don't get constrained by the stack. Don't worry about what we use and what we don't. If we're talking about POCs again, it's something that you have to hack together real quick to show to the stakeholders, to the client, to the requirement engineers. Don't worry much. Experiment and have fun. My takeaways. So takeaways, I would say first, again, that we, either front and back and whatever, we are the drivers for innovation. We know the technology, we know how to push it, and we should present this solution, this POCs, this innovation to our clients and to elevate our brand in the end. Use what's available to you. Again, you don't have to follow the full stack you will use in a real project, but if it's a POC, just go ahead and what you know. Use what's available to experiment, play, stay up to date, of course, and most importantly, have fun, honestly, because if you have fun coding it on your side projects, learning new stuff, you will be able to apply what you learn maybe outside on your free time, maybe back to the projects and to the clients, deliver more innovative solutions.